Please stand by.
There's a war going on, and it is a cyber war, and it is for control of all information.
Masking IP.
The elite, they control the newspapers and TV.
IP hidden.
We control the internet. We see it all, we hear it all, and we have it all.
Establishing secure satellite connection.
We need you in this fight, in the fight between good versus evil.
Satellite connection established.
Now sit back and enjoy the show, because what we have to say is very important.
Began worldwide transmission.
Who are we? We are called renegades for a reason. The cyber war has begun, and you too have a choice to be shown the truth. You can take the blue pill, and the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I am offering is the truth and nothing more. John 8:32. And you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Welcome to the Renegade Network. I am your host, Mr. X. Tonight, we're gonna have a pretty interesting show, I think. If you've seen my teaser video, you know Snowden's been in the news here lately by Q. Q's been dropping a lot of breadcrumbs on Snowden, and that's we still got 2 days before something major breaks. I'm just gonna put it to you that way. But while that's freshly on our minds of Snowden, the Q drops, tonight let's go ahead and see what tonight's show, what we're gonna really be talking about. We're going to be talking about your security, your cyber security, how easy it is for your big tech companies, your big Facebook, Google, Instagram, Twitter. They're spying on you folks. You know they are. Q has done told you they are. And there's breadcrumbs. There's other things. You know, like Facebook was the CIA. It was started. I'm not even going to go into that. You know what I'm speaking is the truth. But while we're on cybersecurity, or we're talking about security, I want to do something tonight. Something's come to my attention, and it needs to be addressed. We've had some patriots down on the border, and this is the second time they've come to my attention. So the first time we called them out in, I think September, I think it was. So it's been quite a bit of time. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna have to move up forward. And anytime you're doing anything live like I am, you're gonna have mistakes. You're gonna have screw ups. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not an AI. I'm human. Okay. So you know, when I say let's move up, I gotta move up my line. I don't run any scripts here. I'm all free based. I don't believe in scripts. So that's why when somebody comes in, I like to just have a conversation with them, genuine. This where there's no scripted, no fake stuff. I hate somebody fake. And well, Mr. Uh, Johnny Horton Jr., you know, from the Constitutional Patriots, their organization, I mean, I hate to call out patriot groups, you know, with infighting and with them thinking we're targeting them. No, we're not infighting with them. We're not targeting them per se. But when something comes to my attention, as Q has always said, from dark to light, you got to expose it to let people see the truth. And that's what I'm doing tonight, is I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to try live while we're on air tonight to go ahead and while they're live on their YouTube channel, I'm going to go ahead and try to hack an account, go into and go live with inside their group so that we can broadcast in their group, so they're 300 followers. Now, let me tell you about the 300 followers in that group. Facebook has done an excellent job for me, folks. They, on UCP, Deborah Robertson, y'all just don't know. It's put admins in a category. It's put moderators in a category. And it's even put just regular members in a category. And folks, I'm telling you, we got all your names. Now, next will be an investigation on each and every one of you in that group. So if you got any skeletons, you gonna get caught up into something. And I will explain here as time goes on of what I'm talking about. There's been a lot of controversy about this group anyway, with about United Constitutional Patriots, about Mr. Johnny Horton Jr., or as his legal name is Larry Hawkins. Well, Mr. Horton, he's been known in the Patriot movement for a while. If you've been around the Patriot movement, you've heard of his name. You've heard of his reputation. You've heard of stuff. Now, there's a lot of people that tell you things about it. Like I said, don't think we're picking on him, but there's some things that needs to be addressed real quick. Uh, but before we get started, I want to say this. Uh, when we take control of a computer or somebody's account, it's nothing personal, okay? It's nothing that you just say you've drawn the short straw of the deal. You're not the weakest link. You just so happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time in the wrong group. Is all I'm gonna say. So once we marked you, yes, we probed you. Like this message here, I was able to capture it real quick, and it's from a Natasha. She says, I'm posted to all groups I'm in. If you've gotten a friend request or a message from me, I want to say I'm sorry. My account is acting, I think I was getting hacked. It was so strange. My mouse started moving and it was like they were going through my computer. I reset my password. Maybe that will help. Okay, she thinks she's a little paranoid. No, Natasha, you're not paranoid. We were probing your system. We were analyzing to see what might be going on, what connections you have. Now, folks, this Natasha, she has no connection to us. She's an innocent bystander here. But this is what that's what I want to prove to you tonight is even as an innocent bystander can be, you can get caught up in the crossfire. You can get caught up in some stuff, and that's where your cybersecurity is going to come in at. That's where the NSA. That's where they're coming in. That's they're activating your cameras, they're activating your microphones, they're activating so much going through your data, and that's what I want to show you tonight. Now, like I said, I don't know if I will be able to do it live. While they're live, I'm not sure, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm confident enough that I think that I could hack her account and go ahead and start posting and run a live video of this video from the point of which I get access granted to her account. Once I have access, I will go ahead and start running continuous feed from here on into their group. Now, maybe it won't see the light of day because of Deborah and the gatekeepers, but you know what? That's beside because she's going to delete it. I'm sure they're going to delete it because she's not going to want to hear this. She's not going to want the members to hear this. Um, they're not. So let me go ahead and let's get started. Let me try to go ahead get in there, get my fingers working. You're just gonna have to bear with me for a second, but this needs to be uh, tried out. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm getting closer. Again, bear with me. We're trying. Alright, Delta, can you go ahead and disable her keyboard real quick? She's in there on the YouTube live stream posting, trying to warn everybody. Go ahead and we're now going live into their own group. So let's go ahead and disable her keyboard so I can take control of her camera and everything else. Let's just peep on her and see. Let's just see. This is what I'm talking about, folks, of how innocent bystanders are. Let me go ahead. It should be coming up any second now. There's the webcam. Okay, so go ahead and give me out for control over here on my end. Thank you. All right. I'm going to go ahead and activate my mic so that she can hear my audio. Just a second. She's going to realize her keyboard is done disabled a bit. Let me see here. Let's see. Yeah. And you think this is scary? Imagine what your own government's doing. Imagine how they're activating. Hold on. Activate camera. Mic. Hello. Hello. This is Mr. X talking to you through the computer. All right. Well, it's real simple of a program that's used. All you got to know is the IP address, which you can get that from simple ping and some other software that we run. But I'm not in here to teach you how or tell you how or anything else of what to do. But my thing tonight was to show you uh, what's going on with a group out in New Mexico. As any trial, as Q would say, uh, and he's been talking about Snowden again, and Q's always saying dark to light, exposing the darkness, bringing to light, showing the truth, the pursuit of truth. That's what it's about, folks. It's about exposing corruption. And with any court, any trial, anything that's going on, you got to have a strong case. You got to have intent. You got to prove intent. You got to prove past. You got to prove. And I hope tonight that I can show you some proof and intent to defraud patriots. Well, since we're talking about United Constitutional Patriots, let's talk about their rock star, motherfucking Johnny Horton Jr., or as also known as Larry Hopkins. Now, yes, he's going to be our rock star for the night. And we're playing this movie right now, a movie that he might not want to hear, and there's definitely a pattern. And again, I'm going to show you a pattern here with Mr. Horton. Now, don't think we're just picking on him. Don't think we have a vendetta against him, because we don't. We're not even connected to him. The thing is when you're defrauding good, honest patriots out of their hard-earned money, it's time for somebody to stand up and say something and put out facts. Now, if you don't believe me, we put out the video. Now, what I want to do is I really want you to see the video before we even continue on and go up too far. Like I said, this was put out in September, so I want you to get caught up to where we are. We called them out in September, I think it was. So let's go ahead and see what they get caught up. To all members and followers of the United Constitutional Patriots, you need to ask yourself a few questions. But first, our commander ordered us to place this message and video out. Mr. Johnny Horton Jr., or shall we call you Mr. Hopkins, the leader of the United Constitutional Patriots, we have been down this road in the past. A few years ago, Mr. Hopkins about got many great patriots hurt or even killed. For this, we have not just been sitting back and letting you run wild. We have been gaining intelligence on you and your key people. How have we done this? Now that we have implemented this video and this message, it is time for us to lay out a few cards. We sent all of you a link over a year ago. Once you click that link, it'll allow us access to your computer files, including activating your camera and microphone. In that time, we have heard and recorded several conversations. We have even placed a mole for this operation within your high ranks. The person even came to your state and took 4 of your people back to his home halfway across the country. To the followers, what do we know about Mr. Hopkins, aka Johnny Horton Jr.? We have produced his criminal records in the past. Many patriots have seen them or know of his background. We have seen the post that where Johnny says he is not involved with the federal government. We have proof that you are. We're not going to call the FBI special agent's name out. We will reserve this for the future. We will say he is out of the Farmington, New Mexico FBI office. Remember, all audio has been recorded. There are several patriots that know you are. You have told many, and many have been in on the conversations. Again, we have access to your microphone and camera. Now, let's start with a low man in your ranks, a Mr. Pete Solano. To you, Mr. Solano, we're not far from your location. What we see you post in Discord chat, some of the things concern us, so we too have had a look at your computer. What we found was troubling to the followers of the United Constitutional Patriots. Mr. Solano has committed several felonies. We found that he has been searching the dark web for the video with the Clintons and the child. On his computer there are several pornographic images of children. How do we know? Remember, you are connected to the World Wide Web. Now that people know what you're involved with, you cannot hide it. You cannot delete it, as we have it all. Now to another member, a Mr. Chuck Davis. What we're about to say to you, we asked you this question, and the followers should ask. You claim to be religious. That includes not lying to people, correct? You know for a fact that Johnny is involved with the FBI. You have been recorded in on the conversation as well. Do not lie to people. Be honest, as it all will come out. But when we see Mr. Hopkins, aka Johnny Horton Jr., asking for $10,000, that is troubling, due to his past criminal records. The question you should ask yourself is why more people haven't donated to this. Again, we have told you that many people know what he is involved with. Mr. Hopkins, aka Johnny Horton Jr., is a con artist. People know his angle and his game. Knowing what you do now, ask yourself a final question. Have you known of him lying to someone about something? What makes you think he will not lie to you? We will be back. Remember, you can't hide or run from this. You thought that we were gone from your life. We are connected. Okay, now you're caught up with the video, like I said, that was put out in, I think, September. A lot of things have come to light since then. And tonight, like I said, we're going to go ahead and lay out even a stronger case for you. And hopefully, you will know somebody in the organization, and they need to distance themselves because what is coming, folks, is going to come at them hard. And, you know, Johnny being a felon down on the border around all those firearms, it's not going to look good. He's going to wind up getting somebody killed. You got guys that are down there in tactical gear. Yes, I've been down on the border. I've been down probably 6, 7 times. I've been from Brownsville all the way over to Nogales, and I even worked the backyard where he's at right now. So I have experience. I can speak from boots on the ground experience. I have been there. So for them, somebody said, oh, they don't know what it's like. Yes, I do. Now, some of the times we've gone in some areas have been hot. It's a hot situation. But others, most of the time, folks, be honest, it's a photo shoot. It's one of these. Well, I went down to the border and I've done my duties and let me get a picture of me looking cool. I mean, that's basically what a lot of these guys went to the border were about. They wasn't there. They wasn't there to really protect. They were there for photo ops. And look. I mean, these guys right here, the photo ops. I mean, plain and simple. Now, before we get on into the on into further into this, let's go ahead and call out one of their members, their gatekeepers, and that is Deborah Robinson, or Doc. You see right here, if you look at her screenshot, it's saying that it's a commander has been mistakes over 50 years ago. Well, not so true, Deborah. I think you need to get your facts straight. If you look up in your top left-hand corner, there's Mr. Hopkins' record, or aka Johnny Horton Jr.'s record running, as you see. Now, it wasn't in 50 years ago. He was arrested in 2006. Now, I don't know what kind of education you got or what school you went to, but my math tells me from 2006 to 2019, that's not motherfucking 50 years ago. I mean, you might, unless you're doing some common core bullshit, I don't know. But you need to quit misleading the followers. And see, that's what's going to happen. What's going to happen when he's done, when you served your usefulness? You're going to get caught up, and I want you to remember tonight. I want you to remember this. I want you to remember me saying this. You will regret it. You're going to say, damn, I should have listened to Mr. X. I should have, because now I'm caught up in all this stuff, and I'm a loyal follower and everything else. See, it says right here, it says 2006 he was arrested in Oregon on suspicion of impersonating a police officer and being a felon in possession of a firearm. And he ended up pleading no contest to the impersonation charges and guilty to the possession charge, and both were felonies, but he was sentenced to 60 days and 3 years probation. Now let's look at his record from in 1970s, okay? Now if he was on probation before and he dipped out, and it was some fraud charge. He done defrauded some other people, and well, it took him until he got arrested again in 2006 for so from 1970 to 2006. There was a lot of time passed. The prosecutor and everybody else was like, no, just they threw the case out. They threw it out, and if not, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what was going on, but they threw it out, or he would have served time in prison for that. So now when we got this new charge, uh, in 2006, that's not 50 years ago. Now, here is where a pattern is developing, folks, with him. This is where a pattern, and it says, he claimed to be working directly under George Bush and doing operations in Afghanistan. Does that sound familiar to some of your followers out there, United Constitutional Patriots? Has he not said that he was working for President Trump? Now, I don't think President Trump's going to have a pedo working for him as an advisor, and I don't think they're going to let a con artist work for him either. I think they're just both, I think they're all full of shit. Now, you know, Pete's got that little card and everything else that he's got. Hell, I can get a card. I can all you do is donate to the thing and you can get a card. I mean, shit, and get on their little email mailing list. Now, like I said, uh, we're not targeting them per se. A lot of good patriots, a lot of patriots have honest uh, questions and legitimate questions. And it's just not one, it's multiple. I mean, you've got multiple people that wants answers. And when you keep getting somebody that's lying, look at Deborah Robinson. She's lying again to the people that it was 50 years ago. You see right there in another post. Of course, I'm going to bring this record up and scroll it so that you can clearly see it and make it bigger. But right now, she needs to quit lying and quit misleading the Patriots and quit misleading the people. She needs to get her fucking facts straight. Is what she needs to do. She needs to go ahead and I'm telling you, she's going to regret working for him. And and that's all I can say is I've warned you. You're being warned right now. You better wipe your hands clean. You better do whatever you need to do because once you get caught up in this damn mess, uh, he's gonna wind up getting somebody hurt down on the border. Because as you see right here where Miss Doc Robinson, aka Deborah Robinson says, we have an emergency situation on the border. We need military or ex-military that could help on the border ASAP. Please call Commander. All right. Well, here's the thing. Let me think. The last show that y'all did on YouTube, the United Constitutional Patriots, the commander, Johnny motherfucking Horton Jr., he said this, quote, well, we only had one incident, that was with patrol, and we had one guy in a ghillie suit, all suited up, and he was laying on the path, and they came through, two border patrol agents came through on ATVs, and about ran him over, missed him up by 2 feet. But other than that, we haven't had any other problems. Well, god dang, you see what I'm talking about. I don't know what the fuck he was doing there anyway. Humans and animals gonna take the path of least resistance. And evidently, he was laying right there in the path where he walked to, and that's the same path that the ATVs come through. I mean, they could have ran over this guy, could have hurt him. But what's going to happen is, as you've seen a video that was put out in September, I think it was, he's going to get some other people hurt. You asked him about that incident. Please ask him at how he almost got some good patriots killed. Please ask him, because that needs to come to light. And he's going to tell you his side of the story, but I can guarantee it's not going to be the whole truth, nothing but the truth will help you God kind of truth. No, it's not. It really, really is not. So let's move on to Pete, shall we? Pedo Pete, all right? Um, why would Mr. Hawkins? This is a question you gotta ask. Why would Mr. Hawkins, or aka Johnny motherfucking Horton Jr., why would he allow, with these allegations, with these videos, with all this other stuff that's come to light, why do you think he still uses Pete? Why? Because he serves a purpose. Remember that. You ask some of the other people that's done lawful usefulness. Ask Little Dog, ask Kelly, ask Peyton, ask so many. There's so many out there. Ask them. Once they lose their usefulness, he discards them like trash. And but yet he keeps this guy around, knowing he's been warned. He can't say he didn't know, because if you look at my record, our record from in YouTube, where we posted exclusive interview with Johnny Horton Jr., you would hear things in his own word. You would hear him admitting to spying on the Patriot for the FBI. So, and keeping tabs on him. Mr. Chuck Davis, he knows this. Uh, so now, if he's spying on Patriots for the FBI and turning information over to them, what else is he doing to the guys on the border? That's the question I think you need to answer too. Was he in contact? Yes, he's in contact. Please see our last video and hear it in his own words. Matter of fact, I want you to hear it now, why he keeps Pete around, okay? Dealing with Pete.
There's nothing wrong with Pete.
Okay, now
Pete is his advisor. He's the one that, without Pete, we don't have a radio show.
Without the images, Pete was, the images that we saw are pretty bad, Johnny. And I'm just going to be telling you straight up. I know without Pete, you probably wouldn't have a radio show. See? There you go. He was warned then. He was warned on the video. So therefore, he's not in the dark here. Uh, but because Pete serves a purpose. He's got the YouTube channel. He's got the stuff so that they can't con other people out of their hard-earned money. Remember, we got good patriots that's living paycheck to paycheck, that's just trying. And when something goes off, let's say anywhere in the United States, they only have maybe one vehicle. They have to borrow a ride. They have to bum rides. They have to whatever they can to get there. And when I see uh, somebody taking advantage of this, because, and they're keeping a known pedo, uh, as you see right there, some of these text messages that were sent to us are fucking sick, folks. I mean, look, it says, so you like guys? He said, I'm only 13. He's not even into girls yet, or whatever. So, and it says, well, you try anything with someone. See, this bullshit, that's sick. Now, there's other images of where it's got his private parts. There's other pretty images. It's just so sick, okay, folks? But yet, Johnny turns a blind eye to this pedo Pete and allows him to run his show. But yet, hey, I guess, whatever way they can to scam them out of a good earned buck, whatever. let me go ahead and move on over. Let's talk about Mr. Davis for a second, okay? Now, but first, before we do that, more will be coming out on Pete. Remember, there's a lot of information out there, and it has been turned over to the proper authorities. Remember that. Now, the proper authorities are investigating right now. You want to talk about one of the 78,000 sealed indictments? Well, he's probably one of them on that, because yet Mr. Hopkins or Johnny motherfucking Horton Jr. allows him to operate. And now, Mr. Chuck Davis, we called you out on the first video, and that was because, well, you have inside knowledge, and you know, as a man of the cloth, you're not to lie. It doesn't matter now about if Hopkins was gaining intel for the FBI and informing about Patriots and their movements of Matt Johnson. It's already out there. It's in our history. I mean, it's in the exclusive interview on our page. Please check it out. In his own words, you hear it. Now, why is not Mr. Davis down on the border? Well, he's probably going to say, my back, I got a real bad back, or, his health. He's going to use his health, for instance. Well, yeah, basically, yes. It is his health, but it's more of his mental health. He's not allowed to possess a firearm either, folks. So you got two there within the high ranks that are not allowed to possess a firearm. One because of his mental illness. He was locked in, he was involuntarily committed, okay, into mental institute. That means he lost all of his rights to on the firearm and everything else. Now, I mean, Mr. Davis, you know for yourself, you've backed this guy for probably, I don't know how long now. I think you come into the picture about a year ago, maybe. I don't know. I mean, but you was caught right up in it and everything else when things went down. And but don't lie when asked, please, as a man of the cloth. Just tell him you're honest to God. And why you still following him after all the broken promises that I've heard on through his recordings. I don't know why you're following him. I guess, are you bored? I don't know. But what I'm going to do now is let's just go ahead and recap just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pull up his record a little bit bigger so that you can see it. I mean, there's no denying that it didn't happen in 2006, and I'm probably going to highlight it for you here in a second. This way you can clearly see 2006 is when he was arrested. So Deborah, you need to get your facts straight, Missy. You need to. And quit lying to the followers and quit lying to the dang people, because see, this right here just discredits you all the way on anything you say from here on, because I just showed two examples of you telling your followers and people of what's going on, that it happened 50 years ago. No. See, and also I just proved another thing, that Mr. Horton, or aka Johnny Hopkins, or Larry Hopkins, uh, he claimed to be working for Bush. Now he's claiming to be working for Trump. I mean, you see the pattern here. There's a pattern, and when there's a pattern, I notice it. But don't think we're targeting them or trying to stir up any infighting, because that's not the case here. The case is, when you're defrauding hard-earned patriots out of their God-given, hard-earned back sweat, blood, tears, money, then it needs to be from dark to light. As Q says, these people are stupid. Well, yeah, I hate to say it, but if you follow them, and after all that's coming out, and you continue to follow them, when you get burnt, God give you enough sense to get out of the rain when it's raining, okay? And if you see something going on, God give you enough sense to get away from it, but if you get burnt, that's your own stupidity. And these people are stupid, as Q would say. So don't be stupid. Do your own research. Do your own homework. Go ahead and these links will be, there will be some drop down in the description here. Now, I will upload all this to every YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, live stream, Periscope, Twitch. I'm gonna have it all over the place. So there's once it's it's out there. It's out there. There's no taking it down. So they can't hide. They can't say that people didn't know. It's gonna be tagged. It's gonna have their little tags. It's gonna have everything that when they search for their names or whatever, it's gonna pop up. And people need to be aware of what's going on. Now, I hope, like tonight, as I said, we had with Snowden popping up in the Q drops. We've had your, cybersecurity. This just goes along with it, and that's why we're winning. That's why we're live in their little group right now. So yeah, we're broadcasting live in their group. That's where we're broadcasting live here. Now, like I said, it might get deleted, but you know what? That's beside the point. We're live in their group, and hopefully you will see that it don't take a computer genius or whiz to do a few things to gain some information. You don't need to be very high educated. You don't have it. It just takes a little. Just pushing the buttons is basically all you gotta do. Learn what those buttons do. Self-talk. Teach yourself. Educate yourself. And that's what it's about, is educate, educate, educate. I want to say, everybody, I want to wish everybody a good night. And if you want to continue this conversation, if you would like to come on, if you would like to come on our show and remain anonymous, we got ways of doing that too. We got ways of disguising your voice. So don't feel in fear that you will be recognized by your voice because it's distinct. Don't be don't let something hold you back from exposing the truth. As Q has always said, from dark to light, expose them. I mean, and it's happening, folks. People are getting exposed left and right. And this right here is one example right now that needed to be dealt with. And I hope I brought it to you. Like I said, I am no host by no means. I am not a professional by no means. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to gain any clicks or likes. I'm not here for monetary value. I'm not here to for you to brown nose or ask them. No, I am here to educate and inform you on what's going on. I'm gonna say one more thing to Pete. Are you sure, Mr. Pedo Pete? Are you sure your YouTube live stream key is secure? Because it's sure going to be a shame when something happens to it. On that note, I want to wish everybody a good night, and God bless and Godspeed.
Let that click roll.
You can't cage us, cage us. You can't cage us, cage us. No, no. You can't cage us like an animal. You can't cage us like an animal. Yo, you better back down or break through these walls. You better move like my name was Biggie Smalls. I'm like the guy to Grease running around, holding it down, ready to smite your sound and rage. I kill him every single time I'm off the leash. This dog bites even the hand that feeds. Beyond the streets, we get it on the beach, and then we take it down to the Isle of Creek. Cause I celebrate and lift my hands and revelate the sacred land. Cause I wanna break free, it's in my human nature. I'm gonna fight it cause I'm naughty by nature. And it's not cause I hate you and I wanna debate you, but I wanna detain you, take you straight to Albania. Yeah, I'm gonna rage. You better watch it cause I'm breaking up this cage. You can't cage us, cage us. You can't cage us, cage us. No, no. us that all we left with is peanuts. Half of the time you defy, it's a sci-fi time when you fight for your right. So with all your might, we're breaking out of these chains because we're so out of here. No, nothing can hold us down. Stop locking us up or walking down the street and maybe smoking us bleak. It's just beyond belief, but the executive chiefs get away with the beef. It's time to stop repeating this broken motif. Get me out, get me out, get me out of here. Get me out, get me out. You can't cage us, you can't cage